All right. So hopefully you guys know me. I'm Shannon Leach. I'm one of the leaders on our team. And we were going to have a guest speaker tonight, but he fell through, so we will reschedule that. But there is a lot to talk about and some really exciting things for our team and for all of you guys. So we wanted to have a call, and I'm going to just first start with some announcements. So Summit just happened, and Kelly's going to talk through like her biggest takeaways from the virtual summit. But one thing I want to talk about is getting your ticket for next year's summit. And I know for a lot of you that are brand new coaches, it's really hard to think like
He's what?
a year out from now.
Yeah.
Kim, if you can mute yourself, please.
Sorry, I had to mute you, Shannon.
That's okay. So I remember like in my first year as a coach, I had started in February. And so I didn't like, Summit was not even on my radar that year, mostly because I was a discount coach. I had no idea. But it was that next year that all of a sudden, and I saw people like posting at Summit, and I really had such FOMO of like, oh, I should be there. Why am I not there? And this year, especially, it just hit home. Like, there is nothing like the live event, and they did such a good job. Like, I'm so impressed with what they did, but I cannot tell you enough that you have to go to Summit next year. It is the most amazing, incredible event. It is the most amazing girls weekend where we're all together. One of the only times that we all get together as a team and come together. But it is something that will completely change your life as a human, as a woman, but also for you and the team that you are growing and this whole team and your business. So the tickets are still cheaper than they will be. And especially if you're a brand new coach, starting out, you can earn Success Starters, which means you're hitting Success Club in at least 3 of those first 6 months as a coach, which will give you a free ticket to Summit. So you buy your ticket now, though, and they will reimburse you. And for everybody else, just get your tickets. Saying that, also, registration for hotels starts tomorrow. And we booked a couple of the leaders at the Hyatt Regency. So if there, hopefully there should be rooms available, because it wasn't one of like the super hot ones. We each grabbed a couple rooms so that we have some already, but that is where we booked. So when you're booking your rooms tomorrow, try to grab the same one. Hopefully we can all be together, and don't panic if it's not. We will have events together and spend plenty of time together. But I just can't tell you enough how much this will change your life if you get there. So make it a priority, block off your calendar, make it a non-negotiable, and just know that it will forever change you. The other big thing is Team Cup. So with the launch of Muscle Burns Fat and with Summit, it's been kind of wild where I saw the email come through of like, register for your team. I can't even think about that for about a week. So Team Cup, for those of you who don't know, is where there's 5 members, and it's basically just a big push for the month of August to help as many people as possible. And I can tell you that every single time there's a Team Cup, again, this just moves your business forward. It helps you grow. It helps, has always helped me get outside my comfort zone as far as setting even higher goals for myself that month, and having that extra accountability and knowing that other people on your small team is counting on you. And so the rules are typically just, you can only have one Star Diamond person on your team. And I would have to look at the FAQs, so correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. And then one other diamond, correct, Cal? I should have looked this up, but 5 team members. And the idea is that you just set a goal individually and collectively. There's prizes, and you're just pushing together and collaborating and working to just move your business forward with bringing in new members on your team, bringing in new customers. And it is such an amazing opportunity to have a really, really successful Team Cup and a successful month in August, because of the fact that Muscle Burns Fat is launching to customers on the 27th of July. So what we're going to do as a team is we're going to have a group called Team Cup Together. Kind of like our Goal Diggers group. For those of you who have been those in the past, we'll have like daily action items, not necessarily every single day, but just helpful tools and tips of things that you can be doing to reach more people, to set bigger goals, and to reach those goals. And so that way we will, as a collective whole, everybody that's on a Team Cup team, which hopefully is everybody, will be in this group together where we can answer questions and share best practices, things that are working well for us. And then as a small group, we'll have pods, and there's one team captain. So we will get going with creating those teams, given that they have to be created by the end of the month. So reach out to your personally sponsored coach. If you are not yet on a team, want to be on a team, have questions on it, check out the FAQs. But I was listening to Monica Lopez, who's on Diesel Nation, and she was talking about how her sister's team was in the top 10 a couple years ago. And she went from being an Emerald coach to then being an elite team that year, which is having 5 diamonds under her. And it really was from the push of Team Cup and all of those girls on her team and some of the other coaches on her team really creating huge momentum. And this can be a huge shift again for your business to carry you through the rest of the year. So make sure you get on a team. Again, this is something I could not reiterate more. The other thing is Bevy just launched. And again, I feel like everything was like all lumped together with Summit and Muscle Burns Fat and all these things. But Bevy did just release also, which is the tea. I'm super excited to try mine. Make sure you try it. I always order, I swear I have everything in our cabinets that you could possibly buy from Beachbody, just because that way I know what I like and I can talk about it. And same goes with Bevy. So that's another new thing you can be sharing that is going to be super helpful. Decreases cravings for people. That is something that pretty much everybody struggles with. And then the last thing I just want to talk about again is the success starters. With all the new programs, hopefully you guys saw the summit announcements. We have the running program coming out in the fall. We have the prenatal and postnatal bar coming in August. And then at the start of the year, the 9 weeks control freak with Autumn. So for the success starters, which again is brand new coaches, you hit Success Club, which means you help 3 people. 3 out of your first 6 months, you can earn a spot in the test group, which would be the control freak one, which is like, I mean, that's seriously on my bucket list. I'm not even kidding. Is to be in a test group. So earn success starters, earn your free ticket summit, get in that test group, and it's going to be amazing. A couple things about Muscle Burns Fat. Our group is like such fire. I can't tell you, like, it has been like so exciting to be a part of this group, and I appreciate every single one of you that are in there. And it has been awesome, and we want to keep this momentum going with our customers as well. So what will happen is most of us have, this is week 2, we have week 3. It goes live for customers the 27th. And so then we'll start our group for customers with Muscle Burns Fat on August 3rd. That is what Kelly and I plan to do. You do not have to do that, but that is what we are going to do. We're going to keep the Facebook group open so that you can add your customers to it. We'll have new posts. And Muscle Burns Fat Advanced doesn't actually release and launch until August 17th. And so my plan will be to just repeat Muscle Burns Fat. I'll be starting day 1 then with my new customers as well, and all of you guys can too. Go through that and then go into Muscle Burns Fat Advanced all together. And so then the other idea would be to have a like multi-program group. If you already have one open, just keep it going and then start that one August 24th. And that way you could roll all your new customers that are starting Muscle Burns Fat into that multi-program, which would be Muscle Burns Fat Advanced and then everything else, so that then you have one group August 24th. Because I know it gets a little bit overwhelming when you're in a bunch of different places. I'm going to keep my multi-program group in bod groups, and I am planning to move back there because they've done such a good job of creating that platform and having everything there. But just know that that is our plan. And again, you have so much in place. All of us have a goal of hitting Success Club. If you're on this call, I have no doubt that that is your goal. And Muscle Burns Fat is awesome and amazing. And just focus on you and your journey with this program and going all in with it, with the nutrition, and just sharing it every day and doing the action steps that we're recommending for you. All the people that have been doing it and tag your coaches are getting a response from people, and people are going to be excited about this. And the more excitement you show about it, the more people are going to be drawn to you. So I am going to turn it over to Kelly, and she's going to talk about some takeaways from the virtual summit. You're muted, Kel.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen, you guys, because I was looking over, and granted, I have not listened to every single summit training. And that's my plan, is to go through this week and listen to more. It's all in the champions page, and there's a reason why you need to listen to these videos. Every time that I listen to one of them, even if I don't get through all of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, like I knew I was on the right track, or, ooh, I can tweak this a little bit. So I'm going to share my screen here, just kind of go over some slides that I whipped up really quickly. And hold on. Oh, okay. So these were, honestly, I took these from when I was listening to Ashley Molsted's. And I think a big thing for a lot of us is the sales process. And so when I was listening to her, I was like, gosh, this is, I think, what holds up so many of us as coaches, especially newer coaches, where you get stuck in thinking, how can I move the sales process forward? Or you have momentum for a little bit and then it kind of fizzles out. So I'm just going to share with you guys. How do I get to the next slide? Okay. Sorry for the typos. But again, you can find all the replays in the Beachbody Champions page. Make sure that you guys are part of that page. You can find so many amazing tools there. And you can go to Unit 10, and that's where it's going to be for Summit Week. Here are the main ones that, when you go to Unit 10, you can go there right now if you want. But one thing that I have to say that will change or help you change the way that you post and the way that you think about before you post is storytelling. And so our keynote speaker is Kendra Hall. I actually bought her book on Audible, which I plan to listen to, because what she said just spoke to me. A few things that she noted that stuck with me was, when you take a picture, or maybe you have something that you really want to share, whether it's about your transformation or how you're feeling right now. Maybe you're overwhelmed in motherhood, or maybe you're feeling on top of the world because you're feeling amazing with your transformation, whatever it may be. She was saying how, okay, if I have this great blurb or, post, what picture should I post with it? Or maybe you have the picture and you can't figure out a story with it. So I would go there, listen, and start with Kendra Hall. Confidence and limiting beliefs. This is huge, you guys. I was listening to part of Bonnie's this morning, and I think that's the biggest thing that holds so many of us back is confidence. We all doubt ourselves. We all, come to this point in this business where you can ask any of us leaders. There are times when we're like, oh my God, I'm so frustrated, or oh my gosh, this is just so hard. But then you have the times, literally can be 2 days later, where you're like, oh my gosh, I got this amazing coach. I got this challenger. Things are popping. I love this business. And so it literally, you guys, for one, that's just entrepreneurship. That's having your own business. There's going to be really high highs. And then I don't know if there's low lows necessarily, but you're going to have times when you're like, what am I doing wrong? Maybe I need to change everything I'm doing. You're going to doubt yourself. But you know what? you guys, it's all about that belief. It's all about that confidence. So make sure you're pouring into PD. And if you need help finding which book or which Audible to listen to, message your coach, message me or any of us. And then with Hitting Success Club, Melissa McAllister, who's been a top 10 coach for, I don't know, like every single year. And she's been in the business for a long time. I highly recommend listening to her. Michael Folsom, Vital Behaviors, Paving the Way. Mandy Kai, Growing Your Brand on the Gram. Mandy Kai she was the top 10 last year. And when you go to her page, you're like, whoa. And it's almost a little intimidating because it just is like so artsy and like every photo is perfect. And I don't think it needs to be anything like that. But I think she shares a lot about just how you can grow your brand, which is so important for all of us, knowing that there's just so many of us out there. So how are you going to stick out? What is your niche? We always talk about that. And then how to share the value with your clients, which is Jess Dukes. I know she's, I think, in the top 10 right now too. So these are all people, you guys. The reason why I wanted to share this was because these are all coaches who I love to learn from. And you could go on YouTube and listen to some of their trainings, or they've all been in the National Wake Up Call. Success leaves clues. So I'm never going to compare myself to these coaches, but I can always say, okay, wow, like how can I tweak what I'm doing to improve? I'm always looking inward and figuring out how I can, relate to my customers and add value more, or how I can, hit Success Club and convert to coaches, or, gain more coaches right off the bat. So we are always learning, but just don't stop. So make sure that you go to the unit page on the champions page, and however you want to do it, whichever order you feel is most, most important for you, start listening from there. But don't let these trainings slip by and months later and you haven't even done any of them. Okay, so I'm going to go through the art of selling, because this is something, you guys, being in sales, you guys don't know my background. I was in pharmaceutical sales and the medical device sales since I was 23. I started selling out of college postage machines. So I would knock on businesses and sell the little stamp that you see. If I had an envelope, I don't, but it was like on an envelope, and it was postage. You guys, I started doing that so long ago. And the one thing that I loved, that I learned from, or what I learned about doing that, was that people weren't buying the postage machine for me. They were buying me. They were buying the Kelly that was showing up, that even though they told me no, that I was still showing up. And I would knock on their door. I was cold calling. I mean, it was a horrible job. I was like, I'm going to do this for a year. I'm going to get the experience, and I'm going to do really well, because guess what? Hopefully I can apply to a pharmaceutical job or a medical device job, which was kind of what my goal was. But I have to say, you guys, like, I never felt like, yes, was I selling a product, something tangible? Yes, we all are right now. We all are selling a fitness program or Shakeology or nutritional products. But what I can tell you guys is that we don't need to feel icky. We don't need to feel like we're these salespeople. We are just sharing something that we truly believe in. So if you think what we do is hard and you feel like no one's buying from you, try selling a postage machine and knocking on random businesses in a huge building. Literally, I go from floor to floor and being like, here's my card. Hi, can I speak to the office manager? Trying to build that relationship. It was hard work. But the one thing that I took from it was that they were always buying me, not the product, but they were buying me. So you guys, sales is about inspiring yourself or someone else to take action. So I think, honestly, all of us, truthfully, when I look at all of you, we truly believe in our product. It's done something for you. That's why you're here. That's why you're a coach. That's why you probably said, I'm never going to do what Kelly does, or Nicole, or Shannon, Kim, Tammy, but you did it after maybe 3 months of being in a challenge group, or maybe even a month, or maybe even a year. I know that's how long it took Donnella to come on board, because she believed in the product so much. And so when you believe wholeheartedly in it and you are sharing that, that is what people are going to relate to. And they're going to go, I don't know what Kelly's doing, but I need to do whatever she's doing. She has energy. She's the mom of 4. She's getting it done. There's no excuses. Like, why, I need to do what she's doing, right? So we all know that's the easy part, is believing in our products because we love them. Who doesn't? So I love this analogy because she was saying, if you know someone who ran out of gas and you had it, gas that you could give to that car on the side of the road, of course you are going to stop and say, hey, I actually have some gas. And that person can either say, okay, take it or leave it. Like you're fixing the problem that they have, right? So you have the gasoline, and they need the gas. So, and I don't care if they don't see the value of what I do or what we have, because I know that I'm going to keep trying until they do. So, and this goes to saying, when you get no's, or when people don't respond to you when you invite them, or they get mad at you, like where it was over the weekend, and I think it was Jenny on here who was saying, oh my gosh, I had this girl that was like, wrote back to Jenny and said, stop inviting me already. I do not want to try your free workout. But Jenny's like, you've been watching all my stories. And I know, you guys, when you get that, it hurts. You're like, oh my gosh, ew, what, am I doing something wrong? And sometimes we look back at ourselves when really there's just a few bad apples out there. It's happened to me. It's happened to Nicole. It's happened to all of us, where you're just gonna have to go, all right, you know what? It's not for you, but maybe you're going to keep watching me, and maybe you're not going to buy for me. One day you will, hopefully. Actually, no, I don't want someone like that, because it's too, if they don't believe in it or they don't see the value, then, to me, I just move on. I don't worry about that. No, I don't worry about that person that says it's not for them, because guess what? That's just the way it goes. It's not for every single person. So you just keep trying. You keep sharing the value of what you have and what you can offer to others. So when you have a conversation involving sales, one person is going to win, you guys. And this has always been the case. When I was selling postage machines, and then, pharmaceutical sales, same thing. You will either sell them a yes, or they will sell you a no. And that's just how it goes, you guys. It's not, and I know you have to build tough skin, because I sure have over this. I have over the years, but you just keep going. And then remember who you're serving. So like I always say, we've talked about this before, you need to find your niche. Who are you serving? Who are the people that you're trying to talk to? So for me, again, I'm granted, I want to help everyone, right? But I'm laughing at someone that reached out to me today. It's one of our neighbors' guy friends. And he messaged me saying, I'm fat. Can you help me? And he's a total jokester, but he was watching my videos. I didn't even know he was following me. He's not a creep. He's super nice. And he's like, no, I was like, I wrote back, haha, I can easily help you, but I didn't say anything else. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, what can I do? Because he saw Nick in the background of my videos, and he knows he's doing them. So why can't he? And so today he bought a challenge pack, and it's not someone who I'm talking to, but you know what? I am serving my audience. I'm serving those people who are watching me day in and day out. And I just want to show them, either on my stories and my workouts, or maybe, the habits that I've created, that they can do this too. And so that's always what I focus on day in and day out. I'm not focusing on a number game, on how many successful points I've hit. I'm not focusing on if I said the right thing or the wrong thing, or if I stumbled over my words. I just know that I need to be genuine and authentic to myself and to the people that are watching me. So if you focus on what our products can do for others, you are serving them. So same thing, what I was just saying, you guys, it's about, sharing how these products have helped you. And I think we do a good job at that, but I think sometimes we do it for a little bit and then we took our foot off the pedal, or, you're not giving a reason for them to do it. You're saying, oh, I'm feeling great. Here's my before and after photo, and you don't really put a story to it. That is important too, because you want that person on the other side of the screen. And I always say it's easiest if you just picture yourself. What did Kelly need to hear before, she purchased? And I know for me, I was watching Shannon for 3 or 4 months beforehand. I saw her postpartum journey start, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And finally, when I was at my low point postpartum, I was like, I want information, Shannon. And I was almost like, oh, I wanted to delete it because I just didn't want help. There's so many people out there that feel the same way, where that's why you'll see me in my stories. I am always inviting you guys in some way or another, because you never know when that message is going to hit home for someone. So this is the sales evolution, she says, and this is something that we talk about with you guys all the time. Build a relationship. This is the easy part. You guys get social. Share. If you didn't listen to Stephanie Huey, she went on our team page earlier today and she shared how she's hit Success Club every single month this year, which is amazing stuff. But she said the biggest thing that she's been doing is really building that relationship and not even bringing up Beachbody, not even saying like, hey, and inviting them. She's just trying to find a commonality. And if they're watching her story, she'll send them a message, get the conversation going, or go to their feed, give them some love. And then it will just truly, you guys, form. It'll just come up. I promise you, the conversation will come up that, oh, I see what you're doing. I'm so inspired by you. And you go, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's kind of hard for me to put myself out there, but I love helping other women. Have you ever considered what I'm doing? Or, if you want info, I'd love to share it with you. That's how it happens, you guys. It starts with the relationship. And then 2, understand the problem. What do you think it is that they need, right? And then can you help them? If it's someone that's, feeling tired and, having no motivation in the morning and they're not working out, they can't get in a rhythm because of this pandemic, whatever it might be, how can you help them? And then present the solution and then you exchange the value. So it's not going to be that easy, right? Like you guys know the sales process and you all have experienced it. But the best thing that you can do is start with number one, start that relationship, find those people who you feel that you can help and give them some love. Start communicating with them on Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is. It doesn't need to be anything about our programs or Beachbody. Again, share, not sell. You should not feel icky with what we have to offer or you should never feel icky because you're simply sharing something that has worked for you. And so, yes, we need you to show up. We need to show up day in and day out, sharing your journey, sharing who you are, sharing your lifestyle, not just Beachbody, not just the programs, not just fitness and working out, but sharing you. Okay, so I'm so bad at doing these things, but I just wanted to share with you guys an example of how I'm sharing just my progress of my postpartum journey. So make sure that when you start a program, make sure that you take that photo of yourself. I just sat on my tripod. I was in my room. I guess it's the white background in the back. It's just, for me, I'm like, okay, I don't need Nick to come up here. I was able to set it up, had some time in the afternoon, and I try to do it in the same place on my second picture. You don't have to do that, but this is just what we recommend. So share a little bit about who you were in the first pic. Obviously, people know, all right, this is pretty newly postpartum, week 1 before I started. And I share a little bit about my struggles, maybe my wins, how you're feeling in that first picture. And then I'm not saying this is my before and after. I'm simply just saying, here's my progress. And this is what can happen to you if you stay consistent or whatever it is that I feel that works for me, right? Maybe it's, 30 minutes. This was after I did the 21-day fix, 30 minutes a day, slightly following the eating plan, but not being 100%, right? I share that I have wine and I have pizza once a week. I'm not perfect, but I'm still showing up every day and I'm still getting results. Non-scale victories. Share maybe how your clothes are fitting or maybe how your energy has spiked. Those are just as important as the physical change. And then also make sure you do that call to action. I see a lot of us do kind of, there's always times to do soft call to actions and then hard call to actions. It depends on where you are with getting challengers, but you can even say like, I'm looking for 5 busy ladies who want to feel healthier or lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is, make it a hard invite. Or you can say something on the lines of, it really depends on how long you've been doing this, but I do a lot of, how to get a hold of me, or, I would love for you to join me, send me a DM, or fill out the link in my bio. I change it up all the time, you guys. I'll say, even like drop your favorite emoji down in the comments, something like that. I'm changing it up all the time because guess what? One way isn't always the answer. One way isn't always going to work. You have to always be changing it up and how you do it. And then I also hear, and this is just something that I wanted to share, is do you and do what feels comfortable. Because I think sometimes what happens is you see your coach doing something and you're like, I don't know if I can do that. Well, guess what? Good. You don't need to copy your coach. just show up, stay consistent, do what feels comfortable for you. So for example, think of family traditions. Your parents had a specific way to host holidays. Maybe it was Christmas time and they have a certain way of how they want to do it. Well, now you have your own family and you want to keep some of the old traditions, but you want to also add in your own. You want to add in your own twist with your kids, or you're finding that another way is actually more enjoyable for you. And then you want to pass down the foundations and principles. And I don't know what I meant there, but you can just expand it to your own family. So just know it can be tweaked so it fits you. We all have different personalities and different styles, which is fine, you guys. We all know the 4 vital behaviors: invite, proof the product works, personal development, and then recognize. So find a way that just feels good to you and makes sense to you. Add your own little twist and personality that feels good. Not what I'm doing, not what Kim, not Shannon, Tammy, Nicole. You guys, you got to figure out what you are and your style, what feels comfortable for you. And then the one last thing is, I remember being a coach yesterday, and I remember feeling like I cannot post every day. That is not something I want to do. I don't see how I can think of content. But then I just took it one day at a time. And I made sure if I didn't show up for 3 days, that I made sure to have it planned out, either in my notes section, to have a post done. You guys, best practices that worked: Success Club tracking system. We have the BAT tracker. So make sure that you're using that. If you feel like you can't get in a rhythm, stick to that and see how that goes. And then we all have a different spin in how we execute. Okay, that was it. So I'm a visual person, so I wanted to share just those slides because just when I was going through it, it helped me. And I think that's such a huge point in just the sales process and how to be true to you. So really quick, I'm just going to add 2 before, I think Donella, are you on?
I am, sorry.
Hi, there you are. Okay. So you guys, I have to do a shout out to Donella and remind me, how many coaches have you added this month?
I think 9.
Oh, is it 9?
And then I added 1 more under Bruce today.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, that counts as you. So that's 10. So Donella, you guys, she was my challenger probably it's been a year and a half.
A year and a half, yeah.
And she was one of those where she just wanted the discount, even though she kind of asked me about the business. It didn't really go anywhere. It was like, okay, I just want to be a challenger first, Kelly. And I said, okay, let's do it. And then, she just was a really good challenger. She would text me, hey, add me to the next group. So I knew she loved it. She was a lifer. And then one day I was like, gosh, it was like a post that she did in our group. And I'm like, why isn't she a coach? And so I sent her a text to actually join the Sip and Learn, I think. And
yeah,
you were like, I know, I need to do this. So I'm going to let you just kind of share how you've hit the numbers that you've hit this month, because that is hard to do. And kind of just what you've done differently, and maybe your mindset shift, or just anything that you've done that's helped you. And I know that she has kiddos too, so don't worry.
So, I mean, I think first of all, I got kind of lucky because it is my warm market that like you guys have talked about. For me, it's been definitely like following like Kelly and Nicole and Kim and Tammy and Rhonda, and kind of watching you guys on social media and seeing how you guys do things. I think for me, staying consistent, like sticking to the program and kind of all of that stuff. And then when I did put out when I'm a coach post, I really tried to follow up with each and every person. So everyone who commented or said anything, I tried to send them a voice message and just say like, hey, do you want to do this? And I think I learned that from Kim at one of the online trainings, but sending voice messages and short little clips to just say, hey, this new group is super exciting. I'm super excited for this new program and we'd love to have you join us. And I tried to explain the value of it to everybody, the 2 nutrition programs, and that you could only do it currently if you were a coach. And that, you could just sign up as a discount coach if you need to. I just try to give them lots of options, and I had a lot of people be willing to sign on. So, and then following and then being brave, I would say that was like the other thing, like following in the personal development. And I'm reading a book about 100 Days to Be Brave that I saw Kelly reading probably months ago. And it was just being brave. It was putting yourself out there, which I totally struggle with, and I'm sweating my tail off just talking to you guys. But like just I don't know, putting myself out there. And if they wanted to join me, I'd love to have them. And if not, then maybe later.
Yeah. And I think you need to give yourself more credit, because the thing is that what you probably, because I know you were like getting a little frustrated that you weren't hitting Success Club. And I know it is scary in the beginning, because you're like, this is so new and you're taking that chance of doing that first post, but you were planting seeds. So what you did 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, is coming to fruition now. And so that's kind of the point too, you guys, is like, when you see some of us hitting these high Success Club numbers, it's not what we're doing right this minute. What we're doing now is helping us hit Success Club next month and the following month. And that's the case for you. Like, you were showing up, you were consistently inviting. People didn't see it as just, oh, Donnell is just doing this thing. You know, she probably won't be doing it next week. You know, as a lot of coaches go silent, you stayed consistent. And then, you know, you're sharing your progress photos, you're sharing real life and your family. Like, she wasn't even on Instagram or Facebook, you guys. So that is a huge jump too for her to be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to try this out and start kind of from scratch. Right. So that's awesome. And, you know, to piggyback off of it, you know, how I've gotten coaches, and I think it's just made me more brave too, to talk about coaching off the bat. A lot of times we just share the challenge pack and for a customer, and we're scared to talk about, hey, you know, on the second month, you could get 25% off if you sign up now as a preferred member or priority member, I like to use, or VIP member. We all have different verbiage. I know coach can kind of scare people. And then I always, after that, I've been sending just the visual, what discount, hobby, and business builder means. Just, even though, you guys, a coach is a coach, you know, Beachbody doesn't look at someone as a discount or a hobby or a business coach. It's just the lingo that we use, so people can feel comfortable of, if they do want the discount, that's all it entails. Right. So I think that's helped me too, is by just like getting people excited of the program that we're offering. 30 minutes a day. It's 3 weeks long. You know, it's different. It's fun. People are getting results. And so this is the time right now, while you are doing this, if you're like, well, I couldn't really get coaches to join me, this is the time to plant the seeds now. So your customers out there, or those who possibly are looking at you right now, that when you do your call to action and start sprinkling, you know, your next group, that they're going to be the ones that are like, yes, I want to know what you're doing. Sure, I want to join you. So it's what you're doing right now, or over the next few weeks, is what is going to help you hit Success Club and, you know, get people interested. And then let's see. Shannon, did you want to go over, I don't know if we wanted to do that tonight.
I can do it just really briefly. I was going to say the same thing. I put it in the chat, but Daniela, you said it was lucky, but it's actually not, because a lot of people don't actually go and reach out to those people that liked and commented on their posts. They don't do the things every single day. They don't get on the calls. So it is not luck. It's amazing. And you're a unicorn, because that is not like the way that normal coaches start. So give yourself more credit and just know you're doing an amazing job. And just, I think it's a good opportunity for other people to learn, though, that when you do the things, and it's the simple steps, and it really is, like Kelly said, planting seeds. I had someone today that sorry, Chloe is here, and she's a little bit loud, and was literally eating the crib, so there was paint all over her face, which is awesome. But I had a girl today that I've asked her so many times, and I, like, at one point I thought I should just stop asking her. Like, I think she never wants to do this. And she voice memoed me today, and she was like, you're always so sweet and reaching out. And I thought she was going to be like, but please don't ask me ever again. And she said, I'm ready. I need this for me. Let's do this. I sent her the promos, and she's like, I want the deluxe pack that you recommend, sign me up. And so it's just a good reminder. And I've literally voice memoed people, like, I promise I won't ever ask you again if you like legitimately want me to cross you off your list. But I just think it's about timing. It's about showing up. It's about when people are ready for it. So Kelly, I think I can share my screen. So let me pull this up. So what we just wanted to share with you, and this is still not totally finalized, but we've been working really, really hard on some team documents for us, one of which is a new coach checklist. And then our vision is that we're going to have this on a web page, where then we have team trainings, we have some team calls, but so that basically it's incredibly streamlined for all of you onboarding new coaches, for all of you as new coaches, to get started. So I'm just going to share what the new coach checklist is going to look like. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I might even, if it's too loud, I'll get Dan back down here. But hopefully this will be super helpful. There's going to be links to all these things. So we've created tons of documents. There's going to be like a 5-day intro course that will be go at your own pace. And then there's going to be a 14-day training as well. Just a sec, guys. Dan? Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen though. Oh, it says I can't, Cal. Maybe you can pull it up.
Okay, hold on a sec. I'm going to, okay, you should be able to now, Shan.
Okay. Can you grab her? She's super loud. Okay. All right. So again, don't mind the notes here because like I said, we are very, very close to finishing it. But basically, this will be a very pretty 2-page document. And so it'll say what they want to do in the first 3 days, first 7 days, and first 30 days. And I'm just going to go through this really quick because we want to just try to keep the call as short as possible and just respect your time. But so we'll have them join the Fit and Balance tribe, join our community page. Everything's going to be linked straight to the Facebook groups. Fill out the new coach questionnaire. So as a coach, you'll want to create your own. You don't have to, but it's very helpful when you get new coaches started, right? Like, how do they learn best? What kind of support do they need? What drives them and motivates them so that you can work with them best to get them started successfully? Achieve active status as a coach. So just telling them that, you know, they need to be doing Shakeology or whatever, and to not be changing that, or to talk to you if they need to. I have a welcome video, so that's going to be on my personal checklist. And again, you can modify this however you need. It'll be a PDF, so you can just change whatever if you want to personalize it. And then email and contact your coach to set up a one-on-one. So that's going to be the first 3 days. So the goal of this is to make it so simple for new coaches, not to overwhelm them. Just basically say, be active, listen, or fill out this form and set up a call. Then in the first 7 days, they'll want to set up their direct deposit, update the Beachbody site. And again, the idea is that just everything is in one place on one page, because it can get very overwhelming as a new coach to have information everywhere. This is where we'll say, choose the program you'll commit to in your first 30 days, print off that calendar. Start the 5-day new coach training. And again, there'll be a link there that will go to the website that will have the 5-day training. That's again, very, very simplified. And just the basic steps of how to get started, how to do a coming out post, all the things that we have in our training now, but they will do it at their own pace. Actually do the one-on-one call, announce your coach. This will link to the Google Doc that is in our Google Drive of examples of how to announce becoming a coach. Make your list of 20 and start inviting. Again, another document linked that will say who to put on this list of 20, how to invite them, example invites. The example invite scripts will be linked here as well. And then follow up with anyone that liked or commented on your announcement post. See, Donella? And then help one person get enrolled just like you did with a challenge pack as a customer or as a coach like you. So that would be their first 7 days. Then the first 30 days is going to be have them print a Success Club tracker, complete the 14-day training that again will be on a separate website. Stay consistent. Once you announce your coach, continue showing them on social media, shoot for 3 posts a week. Achieve Emerald, and it says here, which means enrolling 2 coaches. And then we might even include an Emerald replay call, and then achieve a minimum of Success Club 5, which is enrolling 3 new coaches. And then the second page is just going to be kind of like a let's dive deeper, but also important pages that'll be super helpful. And again, this is just the idea that they have one place they can always go back to for any of these links or tools or whatever they need to be doing. So set business hours, prepare Facebook and Instagram, add yourself to Beachbody Champions, commit weekly to National Wake Up Call. With the links there, mark your calendar with team trainings and we say that it's in the Facebook banner. The link to our Power Hour is there because that never changes. Team calls every second Tuesday of the month. And then these links here are someone wants challenge group info. And so there's a Google Doc where it literally walks you through. We've also recreated a PDF that we will share with you guys. Now we can share that because that's completely done. It's one that we modeled off of the National Wake Up Call that was like last month. But it's awesome. It's such a cool tool that you can share with other people, but you only want to be sharing that if you already know their goals and kind of dig a little bit deeper. But so this is like the step-by-step, and then someone wants coaching info. Now what? Here's the next steps. Here's just a Shakeology video if you want to share that with people. And then remember that if you refer a family or friend member, you're going to earn commission, etc. Go to share cart. And then here is how to sign up new customers and coaches with the share cart video. And then another way to do it. And then we're going to probably include just kind of a social media tips schedule. And I just want to show you like an example of what this will link to and just the resources that we're providing. So this, for example, is like a potential challenger is interested. Now what? Kind of walks you through like be patient, don't inundate them. And actually, I'll show you a PDF. So I love this. I'm super excited about it. So it shows Beachbody on demand, and then there's a video. I'm not going to actually necessarily play it unless you want me to, but we're running a little short on time. Nutrition. So it talks about superfood shake. It doesn't say, and then says Shakeology and a brief description about it. Meal plan option 1 and 2. Balanced macros versus an intuitive, flexible mindfulness approach to eating. You'll never calorie count. Why join a virtual fit club? So these are all transformations from girls on our team. And then this is a video that was on the other PDF it's a great little video. And then let's talk about investment. We didn't include any prices on it because we want people to really understand the value of a challenge pack. That was another summit. A video is the value of what they're getting, and it's not just a challenge pack. So make sure you listen to that one. But and these ones will never change. So there's always going to be promos for every month. So this just kind of shows them like what the basic options are, but says you can customize it. So yeah, that's part of it. And then again, this shows like email examples. So we hyperlinked everything so that basically from the new coach checklist, they're going to have the resources. They just have to click and go to it, and then everything's going to be all together. So I think I'll stop sharing unless Kelly, do you want me to? I think that's probably good. Anybody have any questions?
We just overwhelm everyone. Just kidding. So the whole point, like Shannon said, is to like, we're going to have a landing page, the Fit and Balance landing page that you can direct people to. Yes, we're pouring money into it, but we think it's important because we know that is one of the hardest things as a new coach is like, where do I do? Where do I go? And so the biggest thing is just start small. Like, all right, I only want you to focus on the first 3 days. Great. Now let's focus on this next 7 days. And then here's the 14-day trial. And you know what? You're going to have some coaches that are like, want all the ins and outs. And they're going to do, like, I have coaches that find desalination on their own or find other random trainings because they're diving deep into our team page. And then I have others that are like, whoa. I don't need to go through any training. You guys, I did not do one single training. In fact, when I got thrown into a new coach training, I remember I was like, I don't have time for that. I'm just going to keep sharing what I'm doing. So the problem is I'm that 5% person out there who is just self-starter and doesn't doubt what she's doing. And a lot of us do. And a lot of people that come in need more guidance, okay, here's the checklist and you can cross it off. And so now we thought, you know what, this is what our whole team needs. Whether you want to use it or not, you don't need to, but we want you to know that's in the works, and we're hoping Marco and Kim will be finished with it, in the next few weeks.
The only caveat is Marco and Kim are getting married and they're leaving next week for like a week and a half, but we have put so much time and effort into this because we really want it to be like a huge asset to you guys. And just so that you guys feel confident, whether you're on day 1 of your coaching journey or day 7,000, when you onboard new coaches, that it's just like, this is a simple step. And that is what, like I've learned so much from the Bob Heilig training of the more simple you can make it for yourself, but then for others, the more successful you're going to be. And one of the things he talked about is when people are nervous about getting started with coaching, of being like, all you have to do, like, you find the people and I will help you. Like, I'll use my time and my resources to help you get them started. And just the fact that like people know you're going to be there for them, but also that there's these tools. And the more tools that you're using when you're bringing people on, the more they feel like, oh, well, we have this PDF. I can send an email with a PDF. And that they're not feeling like they're going to be spending all this time. So that's where the third-party tools will be tremendously helpful. So we're really, really excited about this. If you guys see anything though, like, we would love feedback, because it's not going to be like totally set in stone. If you're like, oh gosh, I think this should absolutely be on there for new coaches, please like give any feedback. But we can definitely share the PDF now, because that is completely 100% done. And then as soon as everything else is finalized, you will be the first to know.
Do you guys have any questions or want to add anything? All right. Oh, sorry, there was a lot of info thrown at you, but all exciting stuff. Awesome. I'm looking at your guys'
Great job, ladies. That's a lot of work. I can tell you that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for putting that together. This is Rhonda, by the way.
Yeah, no, Shannon's been the one that's like, we got to do this, and like, I know. So and then what we're gonna do too one of these days is we're gonna have Nicole, because she is the numbers gal and she has the accounting background. And so she's going to be sharing. I know a lot of people are confused of like what it means to get to elite and the leadership ladder, kind of volume and team cycle bonus and all that. So Nicole we're going to figure out if we're going to do it like on a team call or just like a random time when people can hop on when it works. But I think that's important, because you got to know it to grow it. And if you have, a goal of, hitting premier or elite or just your income, it's important to know how to grow it. So we will be doing that in the coming weeks too. All right, well, let's get a picture, and then it's 9 so we can get to bed. Oh, I needed this call.
It's 10 here. We're tired.
I guess like midnight for some people.
Yeah.
It's 11 here.
Oh man. Thanks for being on, you guys.
Oh yeah, it's 11. It's not 10 anymore. I'm tired apparently.
Okay, let's do a wave. I'm gonna do boomerang. Okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you guys. That was an awesome call. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.